Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on the new Main Street TV. What's missing this morning? The snowy cycle search video. You want to know why? Because someone found the packet. We'll talk about that in just a second. All right, well, of course, Jennifer here to start off the morning show with our good friend Pete Wilson and the morning news update, which is brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell, give Nia a call. She's the one that knows real estate in our area, 740-418-4135, and she will work hard for you. All right, our good friend Pete Wilson is here. We also have a special guest in the house, our friend Josh Willett, and we're going to talk about, well, some things movie related. But before we do that, some cool stuff happened yesterday, Pete.
Right. Well, we had a big media event in Vinton County.
That's right.
Because at the Vinton County Health Department, none other than the Chief Executive of the state of Ohio, Governor Mike DeWine, made an appearance.
Yay!
And there he is in front of the health department. This turned out to be a big media event. There was state, regional, local media there. Our own Red Thompson Jr., our digital marketing manager, James Hamilton, was there as well. And the reason that the governor visited Vinton County, he is visiting as many counties as he can, going on site, leaving the Beltway up there in Columbus to see how the vaccine rollout is happening all over the place. In fact, he mentioned he has been to 18 counties. He went to 3 yesterday. Vinton County was the third stop in the afternoon. And so Mr. Hamilton has done a video on that, and that will give us a summary of what the governor talked about as well as anything else. So let's roll it.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good to be in Vinton County. Fran and I were in Morgan County and Monroe County earlier today, and I think this is the 18th county we've been to in the last several weeks, just really trying to get out and talk with people, but mostly to listen in regard to what's going on as far as the vaccine rollout is concerned. It really is an exciting time, as we're now open for anyone 16 years of age and older. And we hope to start seeing, actually on Saturday when Fran and I were in Miami County, we started seeing some 20-somethings who are getting vaccinated. So that's a good thing as well. I'm going to start by letting Janelle kind of give you an update on what's going on in Vinton County. Janelle, would you?
Sure. So we receive around 120 doses per week, and those can be registered through Get the Shot, which is the state website, coronavirus.ohio.gov. We do have some openings for tomorrow, I believe. We're also scheduling second doses with those. So we give around 200 doses per week, about 40 per day. We spread it out throughout the day. Everything is done here at the health department with the staff that we currently have on hand.
We will continue to be focused on making sure that every Ohioan who wants the vaccine has the ability to get the vaccine. And we're going to be looking at those numbers every single week. We get our allocation on Tuesday. So tomorrow, by noon, we will have our allocation. We will know, for example, by tomorrow at noon, how much Johnson & Johnson is coming into the state, which is really the kind of the unknown variable. And then we'll make, within the next several days after that, the allocation and decide where that is going to go. So we will, now that the state is entirely open and now that every age group is open, we have no way to deal with the slack and the pressure other than to start moving it around. So we will continue every week to make a new reallocation decision simply based on where the demand is. Well, I think you saw southeastern Ohio generally was slower uptake, and I think it's frankly a question of density. People farther apart. But the truth is that this virus is everywhere. And our concern, frankly, is we're seeing what's going on in Michigan now, and we're seeing what's going on in West Virginia. So we're seeing a very significant uptick, particularly in Michigan. in our cases in Ohio, we have seen those cases now plateau out, and now it looks like they're starting up. Now they're not going up at a great rate, but it looks like they're starting up. The positivity numbers that I look at every day also, they have been edging up in the last 4 or 5 days. So these things concern us. And my message today is really simple. We're in a race. We need to win the race. The way we win the race is for more Ohioans to get vaccinated. We are at about 27.5% of Ohioans have now been vaccinated, first dose, but we have to keep going. And one of the things that Janelle and I were talking about is, where are we in 2 weeks in Vinton County, for example? Is there still going to be a demand for the vaccine? And we're really starting to not only emphasize older Ohioans, but younger Ohioans who may not fear may not fear the virus as much, but they also are traditionally big spreaders. And so they can really help by getting vaccinated. Even if someone 25 years of age does not worry about getting the COVID, if they get vaccinated, that may help their grandmother, that may help their aunt, that may help someone else. So we slow this down by just more and more of us getting vaccinated. And that's really the message today, and one of the reasons that Fran and I are out traveling the state.
Well, thank you, James. That was a great video. And thanks, of course, to Governor DeWine for realizing that, there is part of Ohio south of 70.
Right, exactly. he has always been really, really good at that, and
Yes.
not just in the political campaigns, I'll have to say, from a guy who's been around a long time, too, covering these things. But the central message was there to get the vaccine, and
Yes.
their goal in his administration is to make sure it gets where it is needed and where there is a demand, because apparently there is an ample supply and all.
Yes.
So, and anyway, what we talked about last week, Jennifer, the governor underscored about complacency. We've got the vaccine, the numbers had gone down, but now they're starting to go up a little bit. It's just it is an area of concern here. We don't want to have a third round of this thing where it's a major uptick in the cases.
Let's be Ohio and be the cool kids that don't follow the national statistics as a lot of states are starting to just to head right back up again. And let's not be that. Let's be better than that.
Right, exactly.
That's the way I look at it.
Right, exactly. And the governor, he was very generous with his time, I understand, yesterday. He had casual conversations with the press and other public officials that were there at the health department. And two of the issues that he addressed, and one of this is that we actually have a short video online on this on our Facebook, and that is he mentioned the Lady Vikings. He didn't lose that opportunity, and
very cool.
And that drew a very good response, of course, locally.
That's a good way to get some votes.
Right. Well, he may need them next year if he runs for re-election. We'll see. That's a ways away off. But
that's right.
Also, he talked with the county commissioners in Vinton County about the water needs there, the public water needs.
Great.
We've mentioned the Garrett Ridge area there in western Vinton County where they have to truck in their water. The well water is not safe,
right.
And there are no public water lines. And from what I understand, the commissioners felt that Mr. DeWine had their ear on this. So we'll see what happens there. But once again, we do have coverage, not only the video coverage that's posted, but we already have stories online on the Telegram, and of course will be featured prominently in tomorrow's print edition as well. Janelle McManus, the administrator for the health department, mentioned, of course, about vaccines, and there are some available today. She posted that this morning. You have to go to this website, gettheshot.coronavirusohio.gov. That's how you sign up for the appointments. Even in Vinton County, you go to that state website. But there are vaccinations for everybody 16 and up. There are appointments. She keeps them down to no more than 40 a day, but there were openings as of this morning. And if you are 16 or 17, you do have to be accompanied by a parent or guardian. In Jackson County, we do want to remind you that the Jackson County Health Department does have vaccine clinics set up in the coming days at the Jackson County Health Department. The next one is tomorrow, Wednesday, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then again in the afternoon from 1 to 7 p.m. This is the Moderna and Pfizer first and second round doses that will be available, and this is ages 16 and older. People due for the second doses this week should come this day and not on Friday as they were initially told. Friday is a holiday and they won't be doing the vaccines there. On Monday, April 5th, 2 to 7 p.m., also at the Nazarene Church, this clinic will feature the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That's the one-shot deal. You don't have to go back for the second shot, and that does certainly appeal to people.
And what time was that again?
It's 2 to 7 p.m.
2 to 7,
It's available on a first-come, first-served basis. I'm sure they're not quite sure what kind of reception this might get. And then on Thursday, April the 8th, also from 2 to 7 p.m., first and second doses of the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines will be available for anyone, once again, ages 16 and older. We also do want to mention, Jennifer, this has regional interest, perhaps also to our residents in Jackson and Vinton counties, particularly if there's not a clinic available locally or there's not an appointment available. There will be the mass vaccination clinic opening tomorrow at the Adena Regional Medical Center in Chillicothe. This is one of the area sites for the mass vaccination clinics, the closest one to us, as a matter of fact. And this will be at what they call the Packard Medical Education Center. That's on the campus of the Adena Regional Medical Center in Chillicothe, just north of Chillicothe off 23 and Route 159. It's open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and it's locally operated by the Ohio Department of Health and the Ohio Emergency Management Agency. It's equipped to administer thousands of vaccines a day, and that's even here in Chillicothe. So you have no doubt that you'll be able to get your vaccine there. Now, these mass vaccination clinics, including the one in Chillicothe, are by an appointment-only basis. You have to make your appointment if you're 18 years and older by calling 1-833-4ASK-ODH. And that's numbers-wise, that's 1-833-427-5634, or visit that website we mentioned for the Vinton County appointments, Get the Shot, coronavirusohio.gov. That is on the state website dedicated to the coronavirus by the Ohio Department of Health. Once again, this is offered at no cost, but you do have to make an appointment. Okay, moving away now from the COVID-19 news beat, we want to commend our probate juvenile judge in Jackson County, Justin Skaggs. This news came out at the last school board meeting, and I think it's kind of cool what he's doing, and it also kind of underscores, the ups and downs of the online education, which had to happen because of COVID-19 when the students were online or had the choice to be online. Of course, they still have that. A lot of students are now back in school in person. However, there was a lot of students who didn't do well online. They didn't participate the well they should, and as a result, now get this, there were 124 truancy complaints filed by the 3 local school districts in Jackson County. And the truancy in many cases has to do with not participating on online education. And what Judge Skaggs did, he addressed this by having a Saturday session of the court recently at Jackson High School, and that was open to, it wasn't open. These students who had the truancy complaints had to come, and he said that he will have other Saturday sessions until he sees every kid that has a truancy complaint. And, the message is, get back in school, or if you're online, do the work. So Phil Howard, who is the superintendent of the Jackson City Schools, is concerned about the online education and, what might happen next year because, maybe to some degree the pandemic is going to continue. He is wondering about, whether the school should offer online education, particularly at the elementary level. The middle school and the high school, it seems to work out a little better, but he has asked the Jackson City Board of Education members to think about their position on online education, but he certainly has his doubts and concerns based on what happened this year. And I give Superintendent Howard credit for being willing to admit that there has been problems with it. And I think that's probably goes on everywhere. It's a matter of personal responsibility, like a lot of other things in our life. And some kids probably did great online with support from their parents, and others, for whatever reason, did not. So we turn to the city of Wellston. I know that Phil Buffington was able to announce this yesterday, but we want to confirm that Wellston will have a new service safety director. He is Anthony Brenner, familiar face in Wellston, and there is his face on our screen now. Anthony is the soccer coach at Wellston High School, but he's also has been the 4th Ward councilman in Wellston. And after Jeff King announced that he would be leaving the position to go back into the private contracting business full time, Anthony stepped up. I don't know whether he wanted to step up, or Charlie Hudson recruited him, but they came together on it, and he is going to be the new full-time service safety director in Wellston. And there should be no break in between when Jeff King steps down, which I believe is at the end of this week, or the end of next week. And then Anthony Brenner will step right in there. And Anthony Brenner is very excited about working with Mayor Charlie Hudson on all the improvement projects that they want to do in the city of Wellston, Jennifer. All right, in Jackson, we want to mention this. Mayor Randy Evans, very busy and anxious and excited about the possibilities of doing improvement projects in Jackson because of the stimulus money. Remember, we've talked about that before, and as it is with a lot of the municipalities and counties and school districts, more money is going to come in locally to help these governmental units in this American Rescue Plan that was pushed by President Biden and recently approved by Congress. And Mayor Evans said at the last council meeting that he expects Jackson City to get about $1 million. And the big news on this, and we've mentioned this before, is it's not as restricted as it was in the first and second phases of the stimulus money. They can use it, I won't say any way they want, but it's much less restricted. And instead of, buying all this cleaning wood and gloves and masks and all like that, which is how it was in the beginning, now they can use it for other things. They can use it for personnel to a degree because, the personnel meets the public and there's some danger involved in there. But what Mayor Evans is eyeing is infrastructure projects in the city of Jackson. We're talking about water lines, sewer lines, all those sort of issues. This is $1 million windfall. He hasn't got the money in hand yet. He's concerned about that until it's in hand, but they are already doing their due diligence behind the scenes, doing some engineering work, setting up 9 or 10 different projects that they could maybe do or choose from to spend some of the stimulus money on. This is money that they would not have had it not been for COVID-19 and the support and generosity of the federal government. So we'll see what happens there as well. And of course, on the cycle search, this is in the news too, because a lot of people were looking for that doggone key packet.
That's right.
And it was found heading into the entrance of Byre Cemetery.
Where is that, Pete?
Well, it's all the way up on the northern end of the county. You almost drive into Vinton County. It's the hamlet of Byre, unincorporated. It is on State Route 327. You drive north out of Wellston, past where you go into Wellston High School, about 5 or 6 miles, and you come to Byre. It's right next to Ray, if you've heard of Ray. And there is a cemetery there, and as you drive into the cemetery, there is a homemade stop sign. At the base of that stop sign is where they found the key.
Uh-huh.
And the lucky man, and I guess he's not lucky, he's resourceful, is his name is J. Joseph Nagy. And he came into the office yesterday. There he is posing with the cycle and the monkey. He took the monkey. I think he'll get the cycle later. But congratulations.
Did he get to keep the monkey?
I think he did. That's part of the package. We're very generous here. And so are the folks, of course, at Honda Suzuki Polaris Can-Am of Jackson. They were the ones who provided the cycle. And Total Media and the radio are the, of course, co-sponsors there. And there's lots of other sponsors who help make this possible as well. And we certainly want to thank all of them.
Yes.
All right, moving on. We want to also tip our hat to a young lady from Oak Hill High School, Alyssa Zorns. She was the runner-up in the state FFA public speaking contest. And now just think about this. She's just a freshman.
Right.
And put herself in the spotlight. Public speaking. I was terrified of that when I was in high school. And then the first course I took in college was public speaking because I thought that might bring me out of my shell. Didn't do it. got me a B minus, I think. I'm trying very hard. But anyway, congratulations to young Alyssa Zorns there, runner-up in a statewide contest for public speaking. And do not forget, on the political front, there will be that reception tonight for a Republican candidate for governor named Joe Blystone. That will be at the On Guard Defense Training Center and Shooting Range near New Plymouth in Vinton County. That is open to the public, but you have to sign up through the On Guard Defense website. Judy Phelps is the organizer there. She's the owner-operator of that business, and she simply wants to make sure that there's space for everybody. So I know it's only 2021, Jennifer, but already candidates coming out of the woodwork, letting themselves be known that they'd like to be the next governor.
You have to plan early, right?
Right, exactly. and we do want to tell you that, as things kind of open up a little bit, this, of course, is a big week on the religious calendar. This is Holy Week, Easter this Sunday. Palm Sunday was last Sunday. And some of our churches and ministerial associations will be having in-person services. Holy Week services will be set in Oak Hill each day except Saturday starting tomorrow. That's through the Oak Hill Ministerial Association. The first event is a service at the Oak Hill Presbyterian Church at 6 p.m. That's by the Reverend Stan Howard. And then the next evening, it will be at the Oak Hill Evangelical CCCU Church. That's Linda Plummer who will do that message. And then on Good Friday at the St. Paul Methodist Church, Becky Bowling will do that service. Nothing on Saturday, and then a sunrise service on Sunday with the message being brought at the Oak Hill Evangelical CCCU Church by the Reverend John Hensler. Everybody is invited to come, but they do want you to wear your mask. In Wellston, the Wellston Ministerial Association is extending an invitation to all area residents to attend the Wellston Annual Community Good Friday service. This is set for noon on Friday at the Grace Baptist Fellowship on New York Avenue. Tim Jones, who is the pastor there, says he's got it organized so it's kind of an hour or less, so you can fit it into your work schedule if you do have to work that day. Also, a Good Friday service in Jackson. The Jackson Ministerial Association has that set up also through noon on Friday at the Family Life Center of the Christ United Methodist Church. It is in person, but it's also going to be online through the Facebook page of the Christ United Methodist Church, if that is how you want to view it or participate in it. Do not forget, you only have a day or two to get decorations off the cemeteries in both Jackson and Wellston. At the Fairmont Cemetery, the deadline is actually tomorrow to get the decorations off the cemetery. All disposable items should be removed. This is because of the mowing season. If you don't take the decorations off, they will do it for you. All items, once again, have to be removed from Fairmont Cemetery no later than tomorrow. Any items remaining will be moved. In the city of Wellston, there's a couple cemeteries there, the Ridgewood Cemetery and the Bundy Cemetery. Those decorations there have to be removed no later than Thursday, April the 1st. No decor or artificial flowers will be permitted then until Friday, May the 21st, close to Memorial Day, about a week out. Once again, this is because of the mowing season. So there you are, Jennifer. I'm going to cede my seat to Mr. Willett.
There you go. Well, thank you, Pete Wilson. And we appreciate you. Of course, Pete Wilson's morning news update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell or have any real estate needs, please give Nia a call at 740-418-4135, and she will be out working for you. All right, let's head on over to your Telegram weather forecast, where they are still running that spring subscription special. But here's the deal. You only have until tomorrow to take advantage, and then it will be, well, with the wind. How's that? Gone with the wind. All right, the spring subscription special for the Telegram is, of course, $10 off a 12-month print and digital subscription, and you get that by calling 740-286-3023. You can subscribe today, or tomorrow is your last day to take advantage of that and get the Telegram for only $3.75 per month. That is for Jackson and Vinton counties only. So did want to remind you about that. All right, your weather forecast looking absolutely fabulous today. For today, sunny skies with highs of 71 degrees. Overnight tonight, this is when the rain starts, and about a 70% chance of rain overnight tonight. Lows around 56, and then tomorrow, about a 70% chance of rain. Much cooler temperatures tomorrow. Highs only around 58. And then tomorrow night, yeah, the S word is back in the forecast. Can you believe it? 7 degrees today. The S word in the forecast tomorrow night. Unbelievable. But yeah, and then actually they are calling for Thursday rain and the S word again in the forecast. So I don't know. Let's enjoy today. Sunny and 71. Woo! Yay! Get out, do some fun things. All right. Our friend Josh Willett is in the house, and we are going to talk about all things movies today and our local movie theaters and some neat things that they have going on. So how you doing today, good buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and the pollen is flying.
Oh, yeah. I noticed the pollen as well this morning when I got up and was taking care of my morning rituals.
Yes.
Just glad to get it cleared away as soon as I could.
You know, what sick and twisted person puts allergies and COVID all in the same thing? It's just crazy. It's not okay. But anyway, we digress. So, Josh, you have actually kind of started doing all things movies.
Yes. Over the last, about a month and a half, I've taken over some of the roles that were actually previously done by my wife, Cora,
yes,
for the movie theaters, which is I've been a really welcome change for me. I've really enjoyed the time that I've got to learn different things happening in the theaters. I'm in a very strange situation, though, because most people you find when they end up in the movie business, you see that many of them start off by tearing tickets or working in the box office, scooping concessions. And for me, I ended up starting with employee schedules, booking movies. So I've had to learn the business kind of backwards,
You've gone backwards
from what everybody else does. So it's been a very neat thing for me, but I've been blessed that I have Cora as a huge resource. She's learned very quickly that it takes me twice as long to do things as it does her, but we're making it through. And I came really today to tell you I was super excited about this movie that I found especially when I heard Pete talking today about it being Holy Week.
Yes.
And so the movie that we were looking at is a movie called The Girl Who Believes in Miracles. We were fortunate enough that we were able to get it booked down at Silver Screen 7. And I think many people know that the Tri-City Theater here in Jackson and Silver Screen 7 in Gallipolis, those two theaters are both connected. And we do everything we can to work together with them. But this Girl Who Believes in Miracles movie, I was super excited because it just seemed to be such a fitting movie, and we were blessed to get it during the Easter season and beginning of spring. It has Mira Sorvino is one of the actresses. I know Peter Coyote is in there, and Kevin Sorbo. These are all very well-established actors and actresses in the business. And actually, I'm probably going to ask James whenever you're ready to show the trailer for us for this movie. I think I would rather let the trailer talk about the movie than myself. So.
Grandpa, when I found the bird, I prayed, God, you made this poor little guy, so maybe you could help him out.
His heart isn't beating, Sarah, and it's dead.
Then I saw God standing on the other side of the lake.
I always thought that you were kind of special.
Do you see him?
Who?
God.
You saw God and then brought a dead bird back to life.
No, I didn't. God did.
Where'd you get this?
I drew it when I came home tonight.
You drew this?
Yeah.
It just sounds like she has a healthy imagination to me.
She would never outright lie. My cat died last week. I was wondering if you could stop by and bring him back to life.
Mom, it really was God.
Sarah,
Do you think you can help me walk again?
I don't know.
Could you say a prayer for me?
So, tell me what this medical emergency is all about.
I moved my toes this morning.
I can't explain what happened in there. Severed nerves and spinal cord can't regenerate.
Mom? Oh, my baby!
I thought he was never supposed to walk again.
He wasn't.
It was Sarah.
I keep fighting voices in my mind.
It's not healthy or fair to other people to pretend that you're actually having conversations with God.
I'm not pretending.
Is Sarah Hopkins a miracle worker?
It's about to turn her world upside down.
I don't think I can take this much excitement.
Yeah, hold on to your hat. There's going to be a lot more of it.
Dad, I think these people want to see Sarah.
Thank you. I know that I was seeing God. Everything Sarah told us was true.
I'm just a lucky girl who God decided to visit. The truth is, all you have to do is believe in God and pray to Him. He's listening.
This one is just sweeter than chocolate.
It's not possible. You're beginning to catch on.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was one of those things where as soon as I saw it, it was, we've got to do whatever we can to get it here. And we were blessed to make a few phone calls. And it was very amusing because if you go to their website, The Girl Who Believes in Miracles, one of the things that I saw kind of on the top of the page is demand this movie. So there has been a lot of demand, I believe, for this movie for different theaters, and we're just so blessed that we were able to get that here. So.
You know, and you're right. What a fitting week and weekend to be able to nab that movie up. So good for you to be proactive and think ahead. And I think we could all use a little bit of that right now.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely. And that was something that was really important to me. So I've been trying really hard. It's really part of the reason that I'm here today was just wanting to make sure that people are aware that that kind of movie is here. And I know that heading down to Gallipolis is not something that a lot of people do these days. I believe that there are a lot of people who used to spend quite a bit of time in Gallipolis because it was the place that many people grew up. I know, Jennifer, I'm sure when you grew up, you thought about if you had to go to the hospital, your choices were you either went to Gallipolis or you went to Chillicothe or Columbus.
Sure, Columbus, yeah.
So now people going down into, it's always nice I enjoy making my trip down there and going past Bob Evans' farm. And I get to, I make the trip down there, a couple days a week. And so it's really a nice trip for the family, especially here in the Easter season. So
very, very good. And so, wow, that just looks like a really cool movie, and seems like I said, something that we could all use right now.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Absolutely.
So how do you? Since you go from band director to movie mogul, right?
Yes.
So how do you choose movies? How does that whole thing work? I know growing up with my dad owning the movie theater, I'm sure things are a little bit different now than they used to be. I mean, I can remember having to go to the bus station in Columbus and pick up the big reels of movies, and then I can remember him teaching me how to, they forever were breaking, and you had to splice them with this tape, and then it was crazy. Anyway,
well, I think
things are different now.
I think as things seem to get easier, they also get more complicated.
Right.
It's
blessing and a curse.
Yes, everything nowadays. That's one of the things that was a huge transition for Tri-City here. It was one of the first theaters in our area to become digitized. That was
okay.
I would love to tell you that I know the exact answer on what year that was, but when the movie theater here became digitized and when they started showing 3D movies, those were all things that were part of the digital process. And I know I've had conversations with Matt Fields about that. He was there during that transition.
Yes.
And just a really exciting times here in Jackson County and in southeastern Ohio when that did occur. So as far as choosing movies goes, I guess my answer is that just like the rest of the world does, I'm always on the search. Now there are several websites out there that you can go to that will show you what movies are coming. In the COVID world,
things are completely different
things
now.
are
Let's be
completely
honest.
different.
Yeah.
So it used to be, a year and a half ago, you had all these new movies that, of course, were being released, and you were, constantly choosing. And we do have people who work with us that help guide us through the different selections that are available. There are some movies that are wide release movies like Kong versus Godzilla, which will be coming up here as well. Movies like The Girl Who Believes in Miracles was a little bit more limited release, so we had to fight a little bit for that one, which was a good fight. There was a movie that we've been showing recently that ends this week called Fear of Rain. And Fear of Rain is about a girl who deals with schizophrenia. And it's kind of this idea of being inside of what life is like for her. It's a very good movie. It has Harry Connick Jr. and the girl who was she in Grey's Anatomy for a while? Blonde, I cannot remember her name, but it was another wonderful, wonderful movie that I got a chance to see, and one that when I heard about it, I think that people will really enjoy this one as well, and it's been a pretty good success for us. It's been a movie that's stuck around for a while. So that part has been very neat. Actually, our last showings for Fear of Rain are this week. I'm not sure if that's I'm sure that by Wednesday, that movie will be finished with us. So choosing choosing movies, it really is, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. Nowadays, they kind of ship the movies to you just in a little box with a computer hard drive. So
That's what I was wondering. Like, what's the method now? It's not the big reel-to-reels. I can remember that was hilarious.
It's all about the computer technology nowadays, where everything just kind of gets scanned into your system, and the projectors are they're so smart that I don't even want to try to explain them. It's computers talking to computers, and the digital processors. But again, it's a completely different world than it was when you were dealing with the big old reels, and we still have the old. Some of the old projectors are still there,
yes.
and I call them old, but the truth of the matter is they're not that old.
They're not that old. I know it's it was a technology that went on a lot for a long time.
Oh yes.
And then you got to rewind them, and if you did it backwards, bad things happened, and yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Lots of fun.
Yes.
So, let's back up for a minute, and obviously, a year ago, the world kind of came to an end, and the movie theater industry certainly was devastated by it, as things were just shut down, and it wasn't like, oh, we'll go to a smaller capacity. Like, it was like, you're shut down. And a lot of the movies then went straight to like on demand and stuff like that. Am I correct?
Yes. Well, one of the things I think that people might not realize here, our theater was only shut down for about 3 months.
Okay.
And I think people thought it was shut down for a lot longer than that. We were
That's
closed down.
That's a long time, Josh.
Well, yes. But I think in the age of now that I'm thinking of it in terms of, we've been in this situation for a little over a year now.
Yeah.
We were shut down for 3 months. And from there, they pushed back all of the releases of the new movies. And so we went into classic movie mode, and Cora was doing a really good job of scheduling in some classic movies. And we did have people who've come in, and we've had tons of safety protocols, just like everyone else has, making sure that we go in. And if you go into the theater, you'll see that there are sections that are roped off, not because we don't want people to sit there, but it's simply helping us to keep our spacing, just like you at the restaurant, where that there are certain tables you need to keep separated. And, we wiping things down the way that we need to. And all of our stuff has been gone through with the health department, and we've limited our seating capacities there. So COVID really did make a huge change, but we did everything we could to just adapt to it and make it so we could still be there to kind of bring that service to the community.
Well, very good. And I know I thought the classic movie thing was genius, because who doesn't want to relive your childhood and go watch Goonies on the big screen?
Well,
or The Wizard of Oz, or, I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
Of all
that
of
is so cool.
Of all of the things, I think the one that was probably the most genius thing was when they were selling popcorn,
Yes.
the bag of popcorn. And we've had people ask us that. We just had a message the other day. Can I go to the movie theater just to buy concessions and take them home? And we're absolutely, if you walk into the box office and let them know, I'd like to come in just to pick up some popcorn or concessions, absolutely no problem. We'll get you through, get you a big bucket of popcorn and your box of M&Ms or Skittles or whatever it is that you like to have as well.
Listen,
So
it doesn't
we love
taste
it.
the same if you cook it yourself.
Oh, no. There's,
Not even close.
and I'd give away what I think the secret is, but then people will try to do it and they would go, oh, that's disgusting.
Pretty
So,
much.
Yeah, it's just flavoring.
I've seen how that popcorn's made.
Oh, yeah. It's
But
good
it
stuff.
is so good. Don't ask questions.
It's all
Live-
about the ingredients.
Live
It's-
in blissful ignorance. It's
Oh,
it's just, there's nothing bad about it. It's just not
No.
healthy for you.
No,
That's why it tastes so good.
Yes.
Right. Well, cool. So what can people expect if they come into the movie theater that would be different than normal? Because I know there's probably a lot of people, and I find this at the restaurant still, people are just now coming out. And they're
Yes.
just saying, hey, this is the first time I've been out in a year.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, cool. Here's how we're doing things. So what can they expect? Don't be intimidated by it. Listen up, and what can they expect?
Well, when you come in, I think the first thing is just the reminder every day of everyone wears a mask, even if you are lucky enough that you're double vaccinated like I am. Yay. Thank you, Governor DeWine. And
Right.
but if you come in and you'll see that we have lines kind of separating things and trying to give you a little bit more of an in and out process, making your way up to the ticket booth. And again, if you don't have a mask with you, we always try to make sure that we have one available. Trying to keep things a little bit more distanced, just single direction. I think the biggest thing is when you walk into the theater, just seeing the areas that we have caution taped off to allow you that ability to distance between family groupings.
Gotcha.
I think that's probably the biggest difference that you really see. And then it's the behind the scenes things that you don't see as everyone is inside, of course, in the movie. Yeah, all of our employees are out wiping down surfaces, making sure that all our dispensers of hand sanitizer, we added additional hand sanitizer pumps. That was before I was ever even involved in the theater. I was there putting up hand sanitizer pumps. And just making sure that we're trying to follow those safety protocols as well. And I think one of the things that I don't necessarily know that people understand, and I know that you understand this because you deal with it, is that we have safety guidelines that we're attempting to meet so we can be open.
Right.
And so we've done everything we can to make sure that we're keeping the environment clean, safe, and allowing people there. And our goal is that you don't notice that it's different, that we know that it is, and we know that we've done everything we can to keep our customers safe. But my goal is that you don't notice that it's different.
You know, and I think that's a very good way to look at it, because people are just over this, and we totally understand it, yet you have to continue on and not let your guard down at this point. We're so close, and we do want to go back to normal. All of us do.
Yes.
You know, as business owners and as customers and everything else. So we just need to do what we have to do a little bit longer to hopefully get back to that fully normal thing that we're hoping for.
Yes.
But all right, well, very cool. So both the movie theaters here in Jackson and in Gallipolis, you kind of have charge over right now. So what are some of the different movies that you have coming up that we can look forward to as well? Or are you allowed to tell?
Oh, no, we can tell. And Another one, of course, is we have the newest release of Godzilla vs. Kong, which I'm excited about, but I have to be honest. To me, when I think about Godzilla, I think about the old song Godzilla.
Yes.
Because I spent so much time in the music business. And so I don't know that I've ever seen any of if I've seen them, I don't remember seeing Godzilla. I don't remember seeing King Kong. It was funny because I was watching an interview with one of the actresses from Godzilla vs. Kong, and she said the same thing, and she's in the movie. So that she had never remembered seeing any of those. But Godzilla vs. Kong, I think, is going to be the big blockbuster here of the spring. And we can show a trailer for that in a second, but I'll tell you that we have been Raya and the Last Dragon is another movie that came out about 3 weeks ago. It's a wonderful, wonderful family movie and cartoon. And then Tom and Jerry, the Tom and Jerry movie.
What? Tom and Jerry have a movie?
That one has been really good too. I think people enjoy it because it is live action people, and you're dealing with the cartoons as well. And I know the kids have absolutely loved that one. And those two movies, I think, are going to be around for a little bit longer, probably up to the summer. Movies keep changing, and I know you were asking me that question. How do you choose movies? Because of the pandemic and the larger national chains waiting to open. Whether it be AMC, Cinemark, places throughout the country. In fact, things began to change for us again simply because California and New York began to open movies. And you don't like to think that that's controlling what you see here, but it is.
It is.
We have to deal with what the big city is doing as well. But the Tom and Jerry movie, the Raya and the Last Dragon, Godzilla vs. Kong, which we're going to watch the trailer for, and oh my goodness, maybe this is the time to tell you that if you don't have our app, you should download it. Because
I didn't know there was one.
Oh yes, absolutely. So we have the Tri-City Theater has an app, and Silver Screen 7 also has an app. There we go. He's got the Tri-City app up now. All Nobody, which just, I don't know how I missed that one. Nobody, which just released this past week. I believe that the people involved with Nobody are the same people that are involved with, James, you might know this better than I do. Are they people who are part of like Breaking Bad and?
Well, it's not the same team behind it, but it's the actor that plays Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad.
Oh, Saul.
Yes.
He's a character.
And that's another one of those shows that I've heard so much about, but I've never seen.
I think this looks really good. Nobody.
Yes, and everyone I know that has seen it has said it was awesome.
Good.
So that one is another one that was out this week. It's our big release for this past week as well. So, but if you'd like to show the trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong, this might be a good time.
This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same. Godzilla.
These are dangerous times.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people, and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
I'm of the same opinion.
The myths are real. There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.
Who bows to who?
Nobody gon' stop for me. Here we go.
Kong bows to no one.
Here we go.
Wow. That looks really eventful. Okay,
All right,
I have a stupid question.
I've got a trivia question. Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Jen.
Now, what is Godzilla? Was that what you were going to ask?
No. Well, he's a radioactive, like, lizard.
Is it a dragon or
No.
it's a lizard?
Yeah. Well, okay. So the first Godzilla movie.
I'm
so
glad
you guys
James
said
is
that
a
you
nerd
didn't.
and knows this
So you
stuff.
guys said that you hadn't seen Godzilla movies.
No.
Well, all right. So the conceit is that when the atomic bombs are dropped in Japan, the radiation turned some sort of regular reptile into Godzilla.
Oh.
But of course, now it's sort of been rebooted over the decades.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of apparent what King Kong is, but
He's
the
a
Godzilla-
monkey.
Yeah.
He's a big old monkey.
He's a big monkey that
All right.
obviously has a little girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. King Kong's good with the ladies.
Yeah.
All right, trivia question.
Okay. Oh, God. Now I'm scared. I didn't even know what Godzilla was.
How many Godzilla movies have there been? And we're going to count Japanese and American ones
Oh, my
together.
goodness.
Oh, my.
The first one came out in 1954.
I was going to say there's some really old ones. How many
Godzilla movies?
have
Does
there
anybody in the comments know without Googling it?
Someone in the comments is going to know that better than I am.
Yeah. I noticed that our friend Megan Malone said Blue Oyster Cult.
Blue
I
Oyster
was
Cult.
like, yep.
Yes, that was it.
That's that song gets played in Archnetti's kitchen about 10 times a week. So I know that one.
James almost got a call from me just to ask him how I can embed that song into the website. That as soon as you click on it, it just starts playing.
I think you'd have to create a MySpace page to make that
Oh,
work.
is that how you do that?
Yeah.
Does that even still exist?
I don't know. Justin Timberlake actually bought MySpace, but that was like
100
10
years
plus
ago.
years ago,
Yeah.
so I don't think anything ever came of it.
Probably not.
All right, so no one's answering in the comments. There have been 36 Godzilla movies.
Oh, I was going to guess like 10 or 12.
I was going to guess 12.
32 of them were made in Japan, and this is the fourth one made by an American studio.
Oh, this is only the fourth.
That's
wow.
what I figured that they were. I just know it's absolutely huge in Japan.
That is wild.
Well, it has opened this past weekend, or it opened this last week, I believe, in Asia, and it's just absolutely a huge blockbuster over there right now. So
am I getting the gist that Godzilla's the bad guy and King Kong's the good guy, or how does that work?
I don't know. I think that it's almost you got to go back to thinking about Twilight movies where it's. I don't
whichever
necessarily
side
know
you're
that.
on.
Yes, it's whatever side you're on.
Gotcha.
Yes.
That makes
I
total
think
sense.
that people tend to like Godzilla, or not Godzilla, Kong, because they see a human emotional quality about
he has
him
kind eyes.
versus being a giant lizard that destroys things.
Yeah. With scales, and they're not very cuddly.
No.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we have that movie, and that is starting when?
That one will open here in Jackson on Wednesday and opens in Gallipolis on Thursday.
Yes, so you can get those tickets.
Yes, those tickets they're already available, and the tickets are available as well for the Girl Who Believes in Miracles, and all of those tickets we now have. The tickets should be available now for the next week, up through next Thursday, I believe. So that's another question that people ask me if I have a moment to talk about it.
Yeah.
People often will ask me the question of, what movies are coming or what things are coming or when are tickets available? What are the showings? Really, the app is absolutely the way to go. And as soon as we have the information available, it goes straight to our information through the app. So it gives you all of the show times. I swear sometimes it knows the answer before I know the answer. And
Can you buy tickets online?
Yes, you can buy all of your tickets online. There are several different ways to do it, whether you're a part of something like a Fandango, which a lot of people do that like to travel to different movie theaters to see different things.
Okay.
You can buy them directly through our site, through our website, or through the app itself.
Oh, great. Okay, so you have any number of ways.
Oh, yes.
So basically what you're saying is the old days, here I am back to the old days again. I can remember the Marquee Theater having Rambo.
Yes.
And I can remember being a little girl, and the line was somewhere down around Lewis Drug Store down to like the Sherwin-Williams store. And so the days of that standing in line and whatever are over because you can go ahead and just pre-purchase your tickets and not have to worry about
That's
that.
one of the things that I know for me, I really like to do, to go on and make sure, it really does come up in real time that if we still have seats available, especially here during a little bit limited seating, if you want to know if we have seats available, it's just as easy to go into the app, and the app just won't let you purchase them versus, even calling in and, you find out, especially you get to 20 minutes before a movie's supposed to start, nobody's going to be there to probably answer the phone. They're scooping popcorn and selling tickets. So if you go on at that time, and it's just so simple to do, make your way on and try to purchase your tickets online. It's all happening in real time.
I think that's fantastic, and I guess there was something nostalgic about being like that person in line and, hey, I got in and no one else did or whatever. But, let's just talk about it. In today's world, none of us have time to be standing in line for 5 hours to get to a movie. So.
Yeah, you talking about going to the Marquee, and I know Cora was talking to me again last night about, so it was 31 years ago that Tri-City opened.
Gosh.
And I think the first movie was Dick Tracy.
Oh, I don't know.
So
really?
there's still we still have Dick Tracy posters up in the theater.
That's
from
awesome.
when that all opened up. So
cool.
Tri-City's been around for several years, but we're really glad to be a part of the community. And I was thinking about it when watching the trailer and how bad I feel for the kids because they sit there and they look at these little screens and with the tiny little speakers and they watch their trailer for Godzilla. And I've been watching the trailer for Godzilla in the theater, making sure that all the sound is working properly. And it's
that rumbling in your chest and all of that. Yeah.
Yes. There's just something about, like you said, having the popcorn and the candy and your giant refillable drinks. We have our swagger combo if you make your way down to Gallipolis. That you just have to get there and you've got to get the big one, right? You can't just go and get,
duh.
Who wants that? So you got to go get the big one. The swagger is what we call it down there, and just have that experience of seeing a movie in the theater. So
that's right. Absolutely. All right. Well, Josh, we are out of time. And thank you so much for spending the morning with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah. Anytime you have something fun, come back and let us know about it.
Yes.
And let's one more time talk about The Girl That Believes in Miracles, because that's looking to me like one of the best movies of the year.
I think so too. If you're interested, especially I know a lot of church groups I've been in contact with. We've got emails that have gone out to the Wilson Ministerial Association. I know that I've made a couple contacts to the Jackson Ministerial Association as well. So if anyone is interested in groups or bringing a group down sometime over, we should have the movie for probably 2 to 3 weeks. I would guess 3 weeks. So if you would like to book a group event in Gallipolis, that could be a really neat way to do it as well. And if your church group thinks that they would just feel a little bit safer about being there on their own, we can gladly schedule a party with you. If you go onto our website, the silverscreen7.com, there's a way to go in and you can book a party direct from the website, and we'll gladly get back in contact with you, and we can book a private screening as well. So
very cool.
I think that movie is going to be, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for people to go see a nice family movie here over as much as Godzilla vs. Kong is probably a fantastic movie to go with your kids too. But yeah, absolutely. Make your way down for both. There should be plenty of movies for you to go and see if you haven't had a chance. And we update them just as quick as we can. If something new comes in, we make sure that we work hard to get it on that day of release as well. So
very good. Well, thank you, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Good talking with you, buddy. All right. Well, we do have to get out of here for the day. Before we do that, did want to thank Carman the Carman, where the deals are certainly great. Stop out and see Mark Carman and the gang. If you're looking for something in particular, well, he can help you with that too. So just give him a call. Check out their website at carmansusedcars.com, and you can check out prices, payments, and all of that stuff. Also want to give a shout out to our friends, the Holzappel family, and the store Broadway and Penn and Wellston Quick Stop here in Jackson, and the filling station where you can check out, well, great gas prices, but also all the convenience store items that they have. And the Hoser's Pizza, I'm going to say it's world famous. Well, it is in my eyes anyway. So, all right. Well, have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you, James, for pushing all the right buttons once again. And to our good friend Pete Wilson and Josh Willett for stopping by today. So have a great day, and we will be right back here tomorrow on Wednesday. Enjoy some sunshine and warm temperatures today. Well, because it's all downhill from here, but we won't talk about that. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.